guys, welcome to my mid-year book video. I've done one of these for the past couple of years and I wanted to do one again. So obviously I've read a few less books this year than usual because just of my recent life changes with my baby and just like having a different schedule in general, and also not being in school. I'm reading a little bit less just books in general from not being in school either. But yeah, let's just get started. So first is my Goodreads update. So I've read 19 books this year, which like I said is usually, significantly less than my usual amount, but I've also made my goal 30 instead of 45 or 50, just with my life right now, and that is totally fine. So starting off with my favorite book so far this year, which will still probably be my favorite at the end of this year, that is Notes on Your Sudden Disappearance. This is so funny because another one of Allison's books, The Wedding People, was my all-time top favorite book of last year. So I picked up another one of her books, and this one is my only 6-star this year so far. I only give out 1 or 2 6 stars a year, so this might just be the only one this year, I don't know. The book follows this girl Sally after the death of her sister Kathy, and it just explores the rest of her life, basically writing notes to her sister. And the book is also I love the way Allison writes. The book is also kind of written to her sister in a second person point of view as well, and it's just so interesting. I love the way she writes. I'll read anything from her. I love this so much. Okay, and then next I have surprising 5-star reads for me. So this first one I just listened to on Audible, and I picked it out as a random Audible book. I didn't know what to pick. I was just read a couple sentences about this one, and I was oh, that looks fine. But this is The Last Mrs. Parrish. This book was so good. If you like thriller, Freida McFadden, things like that, definitely look into this one. This book reminded me a lot of the Housemaid series, the Housemaid books, and also the Netflix show Sirens. If you have seen that, it has similar vibes to the book. But this book follows Amber, who enters the life of this picture perfect couple, and she has I don't want to say too much about this, but she has some malicious intentions, and things just start falling apart and stuff, and everybody's not who you think they are, and yeah. And I actually have another one on this list of books that surprised me, and that was Maybe in Another Life. So I started really reading Taylor Jenkins Reid books with One True Loves, and I love this book. And I was oh, let me, read another one of her books. I didn't even read anything about this book, but this one definitely surprised me too. 5 stars, obviously. And this one's like a magical realism too, and I usually always love those when it's just done so good. Yeah. And then next I wanted to talk about some new authors that I have read this year and I like, but honestly I really have not, which obviously with me reading less books, obviously. The Last Mrs. Parrish that I was just talking about, that was a new author for me, but I've really just kind of read more books of authors I've already read this year, which is kind of funny, but yeah, I guess I need to branch out a little more for the rest of the year. So, oh, and then next, this one is fun, if you can hear my girly talking over there. Movies, book adaptation movies that I'm excited for coming out. So obviously if you know books, you know Verity by Colleen Hoover, which is over here. Yeah, the Verity movie comes out in October, I think. Is that October, November? I don't know. I know a lot of people hate on Colleen for some of her other books, whatever, but this book is good and I'm very excited for that movie. Next I have Remain by Nicholas Sparks. If you know anything about the books I like, I have a whole little section of shelf over there dedicated to just Nicholas books. So I am very excited for this movie, and he always does good movies. I mean, he has so many. The Notebook, Dear John, one of my favorite movies ever and favorite books ever. he always is so good with movie adaptations. I feel like this is just gonna be really good. Oh, and then next, I didn't look too much into this one, but I know there's an Odyssey, The Odyssey rendition coming out sometime this year. And, you know, as someone who likes to read and also literally studied literature and like old literature in school, I am kind of excited I'm interested to see how they, you know, do another rendition of this story. Okay, and then next is my current read. So obviously I've not gotten that far into it. I've just kind of been like reading it here and there. I need to like have a good sit down read time with this book. This is the second one of her books. I don't remember what the other one was called that I read, but I've read her before, and I got this one maybe a couple months ago. So yeah, not too far into it, but I think I'll like it. It seems good so far. So next I have my anticipated reads. So I'm just gonna start off with a couple books that I have, you know, had on my like physical TBR for a little while, and that is another of Freida McFadden's book. I don't know how old this one is, but just one that I haven't read. And this book, which this will be a new author for me. Ever since reading, I mentioned earlier, The Wedding People, one of my literally favorite books of all time that I read last year and ever. Now I'm just kind of interested in any book that has to do with a wedding or surrounding weddings or something like that. So yeah, hopefully this one is good. Two more books that I've really want to read that I don't have yet is The Midnight Train by Matt Haig. I don't know if it's this is his most popular book. Obviously this one's super popular, you probably heard of it, The Midnight Library. Apparently this is another book. I don't know how connected it is to this one. I don't know. Apparently it's already out and I just have not gotten it yet, but so I definitely need to. I really want to read that. This next one, I have literally, I promise, never have been more excited for a book release than I am for this one. So if you don't know, one of my all-time favorite books ever, Call It What You Want by Alyssa. This is her debut novel. By the way, this is one of my favorite books ever. If you look at my bookshelf right now, when this is up there, I keep, you know, some like books facing forward like they do at a bookstore or something, and I have The Wedding People, turn around, I've been talking about that one, Dear John by Nicholas, and this one, Facing Forward. I love this so much. Her second novel comes out at like the beginning of August, I think, and it's called How to Find Love in the Cereal Aisle. And I just have never been so excited for a book, because the way that I like connected with this book and the characters and just everything in this book was literally like no other I have before. Like, I'm not even kidding. No other book I have before. Anyways, that's everything on my mid-year wrap-up. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do this because I really have not been reading as much as I usually do. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how my end of year book video goes, what like changes between now and then and stuff. So yeah, but thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.